Hello my Beatles friends, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since my last video because I was on a holiday. As you know, my family was visiting me. My brother, my nephew, my mother is here, so I was kind of busy. I was 2 weeks on a holiday. And now I'm back, and now it's time to share with you some new finds. It's not much, but I still wanted to, show you. First of all, I'd like to go back to a few items that I showed you in my previous video with my nephew, and finally show you these two Romanian bootlegs, number 1 and number 2. These are cool items, actually. I just bought them for my, collection, just to, just for fun, because I've never seen anything like it. You see, such a flimsy cover. But it's interesting to have, and they're, sort of a rarities today. So these are two Romanian bootlegs. And these are mostly the live versions, live concerts. There are no studio songs here. But cool thing to have. Then one simple item. Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band from Spain, but it's an 80s issue. And Spanish, I know that they have red label and sometimes blue label, but this one is a kind of unique one. It is on gray label, which I've never seen before. A Spanish label gray. It's the first time I see it, and it's the only copy that I have of this label. Now, I found out that it's a Spanish reissue of the 80s. But still nice to have. But what I really was surprised is to see how cool the cover is. First of all, we have here the old number, which was used with the previous versions. And this one is in a, I would say, mint condition. It's in a wonderful condition, laminated with a fully intact spine. It was beautiful, and it was almost for free. So I couldn't miss it. Rather simple one, but in a very good condition. Next one. Something very simple, a German issue which is called The World's Best on Star International label. This is the first issue, and there is another reissue of the club edition with the same cover and the same track listing, but the cover has here black frame, but still called The World's Best, and the back cover is the same. And this comes on this simple Star International label. This is very common compilation here in Germany. It's not a rarity or anything like that. But when I looked at it, I said, hey, I don't have it. So it was a nice flea market find. Then we have two beautiful items from USA. I found them in Prague. This is a Something New album, which is first American mono, first American stereo. No, this is mono, this is stereo. But there is a little problem. First of all, this is stereo. I mean, I'm not gonna surprise anyone with this one. And this is the back. Cover in VG- condition, a bit used, but no tears, no seam splits. With American covers, it's actually a rarity. And this is the label. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this one. I wanted to give up buying the mono. They gave it to me for free. You know why? Because the cover is in also great condition. Only here it has a little damage, but it's not a problem. The spine is intact, the cover is good. Mono, original, first pressing. But the album, also the insert we have here, but the album is Japanese reissue on Apple. And when I pointed out, I said the vinyl doesn't match the cover. They said, come on, take it for free if you buy the stereo. So they made me a good deal that I could not refuse. They made me an offer that I could not refuse. Then we have a couple of 45s from Spain, and this is where it gets interesting. First of all, we have here this beautiful EP from Spain, which is No Reply, I'm a Loser, Rock and Roll Music, and Babies in Black. The cover is in beautiful condition. Now, the problem with the Spanish ones, why I bought only one, actually I bought two, because all the covers always are written with a ballpoint pen. So I said, no, I'm not going to buy that. I will buy only the one which is clean. And that's the one, beautiful condition. And this is the label. So that's the only EP that I bought in one store. Now, the second store offered me several copies of this one, which is Twist and Shout. And then I learned that it's actually a second pressing. Why? Because first of all, you have here only text. The first pressing has pictures here. And what's interesting here, that there is a misprint. The song A Taste of Honey on the first pressing is just Taste of Honey without A. But if you have the A, it's a second press. But the record is the same, blue label, which is the first pressing. So nice to have two beautiful, clean covers from Spain. The rest were just mess. And then comes another item, which is the most unique one actually. This is Reader's Digest Flexi Promo 45. That came in 1981 with the Beatles from Liverpool box set that has 8 albums in it, and that's the promo. One thing is very interesting about this one is that when it starts, there is a radio host introducing the Beatles and talking something in Spain. And then he introduces each member of the band individually. He says Paul McCartney, and there is a song sung by Paul McCartney. When there is George Harrison, there is a song sung by George Harrison, and so on with Ringo, also singing Yellow Submarine. But when he introduces John Lennon, the song we hear is Back in USSR, sung by McCartney. And then he says, now you hear John Lennon singing. And that was such a fun. This is a rare not a misprint, but it's a rare host error, and it's on this Reader's Digest Spanish promo flexi, which is kind of unique. There is like 8 minutes of him introducing the Beatles, and you can actually hear that it's from 1981 because he says about John Lennon killed and the things like that. So this is 1980s, and this is a flexi promo of this box from the Liverpool, which is very, very unique actually. And the seller told me that it's a rarity. Few honorable mentions from my previous videos. If you missed it, it's worth mentioning. This is Israeli pressing of Beatles in Italy with a beautiful champagne cover, and the second pressing label, which is one box EMI. This is from the early 70s reissue in a beautiful pristine condition. And something that I was looking for a very long time, this is John Lennon's Once Upon a Time on vinyl, and this one is very unique because this is the only version where you have the song Woman is the End of the World live version from the evening show. This is the only vinyl that has that song, because on the original live album, that song that we have is from the afternoon show. Now this is very unique, and now it's collectible because on the reissue in the box set, that song is completely omitted. So this one I wanted to have as a collectible. Last but not least, one of the most sought after albums, and something that I was looking for in my collection as well. This is Beatles' Hey Jude. This is the UK export, second pressing, but it's not simply a export, it's a very unique one. First of all, we have here this laminated beautiful cover with CPCS, which is already a export cover. But what's interesting about this one is that if you look at the label, side 1, there are 2 misprints, export with 2 misprints. We have the song paper slash back writer, not slash, space, paper space back writer, which is a misprint. And also on the same label, on the same side, the song Revolution has S, which is Revolutions. A very unique and very sought after export. When you have an export with such a misprint, it makes it even more rare. Okay? There is one more item that I want to show you. I don't have it with me physically, but this one is this Long Tall Sally EP. This is from 1969, as you can see on the picture, for the gramophone on the rim, but it's a solid center. Now the EPs with solid center are really, really sought after. Why? Because the DJs complained that they couldn't play the songs. They couldn't play the EPs or singles or anything. And the Beatles themselves, I remember it was particularly George Harrison, I read it somewhere, that he actually called and said, from now on, all our singles, EPs should be on push-out center so the DJs could play them. So by the end of 60s, finding solid center EP was a rarity. And this one, as you can see, is a late 60s, 69 solid center Long Tall Sally EP. I don't have it with me, but I will have it soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video, and I'm going to continue with my vacation, so I'm going to see you maybe in a week or maybe even more. Who knows? Stay tuned. There are plenty of great videos on this channel to watch. More than 520 videos to watch. Please do. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much and see you next time.